So we are live. Shouldn't be a shock by now, should it? But every time it is that I say, okay, I made a video. I'm going to take a bit of a break. I'm going to rest up. And then something will energize me. Something will make me come back in. Every time I think I'm out, I just get sucked right back in. And tonight there's no bubbly, there's no cola, there's actually old school tea. I am gone to tea time. Why am I going old school tonight? Well, in a way, I'm going old school in a different way as well. I originally planned this video to talk about giallos, and I might actually do that in a little bit. Depends on like how many people get in there tonight. But we're going to start out talking about the early days. Yesterday I talked about Scream Factory and talked about the parent company Shout. So I thought I'd go over a little bit of my collection, my thoughts on some of my early Shout pickups, the earlier Shout stuff that came out. Because before Scream Factory, Shout was still doing genre stuff. And there was a line that they did, a specific one, that kind of got me collecting what a lot of people now will call the premium labels. Anyway, here we go. I've got a few things to go over. We're going to talk giallo as well, because with the more announcements that are made with the unfortunately, I won't be able to get it this time around, or I'm hoping that it's going to have an unlimited edition of Severin's giallo trailer set. I thought we could talk a bit about that as well. But let's start out with one of the companies that actually got me into the early collecting stuff, as actually got me really back into it. And that was Shout Factory. Hey, Carlos, welcome, dude. I'm here to say goodnight to you then, I guess. I didn't plan to make a video tonight. This happens all the time. But it's just one of those things where I'll be doing something and I'll look at something and I'll get an inspiration. So that's kind of what happened tonight. I'm going to be talking about, and you can check it out later on after you wake up. I'm going to be talking about the early days of Shout Factory, some of my earlier collections. Good morning, oh my God, I cannot get it out. Action Jackman. So I'm going to catch you later. Thank you. I actually really do appreciate that. I'm going to talk about some early Scream Factory, earlier than Scream Factory, the Shout Factory releases, pre-Scream Factory. Some stuff that I picked up that actually got me into collecting a bit. Partially because of one question that I was asked yesterday, well, not yesterday, the day before, when I was making the Hitchhiker video. So if you haven't seen that one, I do recommend it. I had a lot of fun with that video, and we had a lot of people in here. As much like last night. Last night, I think we had a really good group. And we always have a really good group, but there's a really good group conversation going on. People had very different opinions on that. There's no way I'm on today. I've been going on more recently, and hopefully that's not going to dilute, people watching the videos, because as we get closer to the Christmas season, I do find that I have a lot more to talk about, and and I've gotten a little bit more, a few more ideas. Anyway, here we go. First off, I'm going to look into some Shout Factory stuff, and at the very end of the Shout Factory stuff is going to be the label, I guess the sub-label that got me back into collecting kind of premium labels, I guess, genre labels. So first off, I'm going to show some of these here kind of neat ones I got. And I do think these are worth a pickup. Now, recently, if you've gone to your local Walmart, you're going to notice that Shout Factory, definitely Scream Factory, have done deals with Walmart. You're going to see movies that you paid like $20 or $30 to get on Blu-ray with special features and that for. You're going to see them like put in 4 and 8 packs, with just the film. And it's kind of interesting. It's a nice way for somebody that doesn't have the cash, or just or kind of dipping their toes in any of those genres. They can go out and get that stuff. Recently, my dad picked up an 8-pack that had like Death Wish 2 on it. I had Exterminator on it, I had a bunch of stuff. Anyway, so these were kind of the start of that whole thing. Long before the whole Walmart thing came about, and the double features with the with the Howling stuff on them. So This is an early one, and some of these movies actually were on that set that my dad got. And this is the 4 action-packed movie marathon. Now, this one has Cyclone. That's Heather Thomas. She was actually a very big sex symbol back in the 80s, and I'm sure you can tell why. This is one of those kind of those motorcycle, almost like a Knight Rider-ish type of thing. There is Alienator, which is a lot of fun, really a lot more fun than you would expect. Exterminator 2 is great, actually. This one actually has a commentary on it. So definitely check that one out. And Eye of the Tiger with the great Gary Busey. You can't not want the Gary Busey stuff. And who does the commentary? Well, it's director Mark Buntsman and actor Mara Van Peebles. Never picked anyone up. This one actually is worth picking up. I was really surprised, actually, Jackman, to see the Exterminator 2 getting a commentary on here. And let's just open it up here and show you guys what they look like on the inside. So, pretty basic, you know, 2 per disc. I gotta put these other ones down here. So 2 per disc with like pictures on the inside, and as you can see, that is the gorgeous Heather Thomas, who I was completely in love with, definitely on the Google Doc list. Is that a Brian Trenchard Smith? Let us find out. I don't think so, actually. Let me find. Is Brian Trenchard Smith in it? Let me find out here. 2 Fred Olen Rays, 1 Richard Serafian, and 1 Mark Buntsman. So, of course, Cyclone has not just Heather Thomas, but also has Martin Landau, a very evil-looking Martin Landau at that as well. This is a really fun one. I do recommend this one. This is actually usually pretty cheap pickup. Like, you can usually get this like for $10, $5 on in Chip Factory sales. Sometimes it drops a little less, actually. So it's definitely worth the pickup, and one that I do strongly recommend if you're into like 80s cheesy action stuff or kind of like sci-fi revenge stuff. It's actually really cool. And you get like a few different stars, like Cyclone, like I just mentioned, Heather Thomas and Martin Landau. We also got Martine Beswick and Troy Donahue in this one. Alienator actually has Jan Michael Vincent, you know, kind of walking his way through another role. And Philip P.J. Souls from Halloween, and John Philip Law. Now, Gary Busey, Buck Matthews, and the great William Smith. You're thinking the Day of the Panther, okay, is in this one. I really do like William Smith. And Exterminator 2, of course, well, it's got Robert Ginty, but has Drug Lord, just named X, because that's all you need for that name, is the roller skating Mario Van Peebles. Now, with those being said, the ones I'm going to show you next, each of these, most of these, I'm pretty sure maybe all of these got like Blu-ray releases like since then. But some of them I really didn't need to upgrade. So I just got these, the 4-packs. And these are Scream Factory, and this is kind of a cheat because I said I was going to be doing any Scream Factory stuff, but I'm going to be going backwards, so don't worry, I will be keeping my promise that way. I just thought these were neat ones to put in along the way. So these are the 4, like this is all-night movie marathons. Did you? How did you find Deadly Embrace? That's quite the movie. Did you get the Vinegar? I'm guessing you got the Vinegar Syndrome release, the double feature, right? Deadly Embrace and what was it? Murder Weapon, I think it's called. He literally walks like you can just tell if there's any director, if there's any actor that looks like he's picking up his check as he's going through a film, it's Jan Michael Vincent. The guy, most times, really, he's not even trying, man. It's like Red Diaries. Yeah, I can get that, actually. I can see that. A good Red Shoe Diaries, or one of the lesser Red Shoe Diaries. Kind of in between, right? This is a fun one. So, Dungeon Master is actually way better than it should be. This one has Richard Mall. For a movie called Dungeon Master, it actually got like some computer stuff in there. And the 88 Films did a triple feature. Was it like a DVD? I'm actually kind of curious. Cellar Dweller was a really fun one. I really like Cellar Dweller. Contamination 7, I don't remember very much. And Catacombs, honestly, barely at all. But the first volume of this was actually kind of fun. It was originally supposed to have another film, like a I think it was the woman in the lizard skin with a different title on it. However, if it was founded early on, they didn't have the rights to that. They had to take the movie out. Though some of the early releases of this here volume does have the woman in the lizard skin in the on the set. I don't have that one. I got the one with the other film, which is What's the Matter with Helen, The Vagrant, of course, with Bill Paxton. The Godsend, which is actually pretty fun, and The Outing, otherwise known as The Lamp. So that's that's definitely basically a kind of a fun one. But let's get into some of the. Oh, wait, there's one more of those that I got to show you. Best of the Age Scream Queens. Oh, Best of the Age Scream Queens. Actually, I've been wondering about that. Is there any type of documentary with that, or is that just those 3 films? Dungeon Master is really good. Dungeon Master is one that I remember from when I was a kid. I used to rent that one like actually quite frequently. We had this like a little video place. It wasn't even a video store. I was in a small town, and it was like legit. It was like a trailer, you know, like it was legit. It was a trailer, and they had like a bunch of movies, and people could rent like VHS films there. I used to rent like the Spider-Man ones a lot. You know, the Spider-Man Nicholas Hammond TV series where they had like a couple episodes put into movie length, and Dungeon Master was another one that I rented quite a bit. And I really used to dig that film. I used to dig it a lot, actually. This is the other one they put out, and I do think this one's pretty cool. No extras? Cool slip. If I get over to London again, I might check it out, because that does interest me a bit. I do have like 2 of the. Actually, I got 3 of those films. So it's really going to be a double dip, and I'll really be getting it just for the slip, especially if there's no extras. But if it was cheap enough, I'd think about it. This was the other action one that I got, and this has got Arena, which I really do dig. Eliminators, which is a ton of fun. Just look at that. Look at that cover. Tell me you don't want to see this cover. America 3000, and there we go, The Time Guardian. I think that one is Mark Hamill. One of these have Mark Hamill anyway. Carrie Fisher, I'm sorry. Time Guardian is Carrie Fisher and Tom Burlinson, of course, The Man from Snowy River. A movie that I got to pick up, actually. It's a movie I saw in theater when I was younger. Remember Wade Van? Yeah, that'd be nervous. That'd be nerve-wracking, you know. Just like, oh, come on, kids, come to my van and get a movie and some candy. No, it was a small trailer, and they used to rent like a VHS there all the time. I used to rent the machines to the VCRs, because whereas I had a VCR at my mom's place, at my nan's, where I was primarily, because I was raised by my grandparents, we didn't have a VCR. So I'd have to rent VCRs. And when I did, I wanted to get my money's worth. Basically, you could rent them for the weekend. And Eliminators, see, you like Eliminators? And basically, I'd get like 6, 7 movies, and I wouldn't sleep for those 2 days. I would be like up all night watching movie after movie after movie. I'd be getting my money's worth out of renting that VCR. And when some people would be putting their money on like their beer money and stuff like that, I would be putting it towards my movie money. Per se, and I guess that kind of shows right now, since I'm doing movie collections and reviews and updates, and not doing wine reviews. So not quite sure how that works, but that's how it went. So I was asked yesterday if I'd ever seen this show, and this was one of the reasons I actually brought this video on. So this here is a little show called The Haunting Hour by R.L. Stine. As you can see, these were bought from a video shop originally. And so there's 5 episodes. I hope they mentioned the Kung Fu guy. Gotta love that. Isn't that a good combination? So this is The Haunting Hour. It actually had some pretty neat stuff in it. I actually dig this. I might like it a little bit better than some of these actually work better than some of the Goosebumps episodes. You know, it depends on the episode. And definitely deserves like a rewatch to look into. I gotta rewatch these. It's been a while. So apparently one of the girls that was in this movie was in the Twilight Saga. Not saying a lot. I'm not a huge fan of the Twilight Saga. And oh, I do recognize her though. So on the second one here, The Haunting Hour one. Hey Ken, how's it going? Have you seen The Haunting Hour? Do you remember this show? That is Debbie Ryan. I actually recognize Debbie Ryan because my kids used to watch a couple shows that she was in. She did like a couple of Disney shows, and later went on to do like a bunch of other stuff as well. And I know I've seen her in something recently. Oh yes, that really cool Netflix show that I like that got hated, where she plays this character that loses all this weight, and then she becomes kind of vicious, and then it gets really dark and really murdery. I do kind of remember The Little Vampire. I didn't watch a lot of it actually. I'm not going to lie to you. I do know the show, and we used to get it on YTV here, but I didn't watch a lot of Little Vampire. Now, I think the thing is that basically I would kind of gravitate a lot towards the shows or in the channel that my kids were watching at the time. So, you know, when Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was on, and stuff, I think Debbie Ryan, I think she might have been in that show too, Sweet Life on Deck, one of those spin-off shows. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was, before she went on the Netflix show. And it was called, was it Ravenous? Something like that. It was Canadian. Yeah, I know it was, trust me, I know it was Canadian. Early on, I'm not going to lie to you, I actually would kind of like, it's weird now because I'm a really big exploitation guy and I love Canadian television. I collect a lot of it. But in my earlier years, I was kind of like, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to watch that show. It's Canadian. So I had this kind of like built-in bias. And I think it's because it was so entrenched in me at the time. And as you get older, you start to like kind of realize and appreciate some of the stuff that you didn't earlier on, that you thought you were too good for. You know, soda per se. But yeah, but I definitely, I remembered. I actually remember the promos for the show, and I think I can get a kick out of something like that now. That is something I definitely buy now with my Canadian collection. Yes, I am back to tea. I don't have any bubbly tonight, so tea it is. All right, so next up are some that I really do dig, and I've got 4 of these. And these are the Elvira's Movie Macabres. So they did a really good stuff with this. Did you really, Wolfgang? I'll be honest, that's a cool name. If I would have done that, but more so because I was a really big fan of Mozart. That's a little known fact. I was actually into classical music early on, and I was really into Mozart, and I actually really did like the movie Amadeus too, when that came out. I actually really enjoyed that. He was kind of the rock star of like classical music. So, in the Movie Macabre ones I've got here, these are some really good films actually. Hey, Jay says, actually, man, I was just talking about you yesterday, because I said, I told people on here that we have to get together soon and do the Western stream, of which you are definitely going to be the rock star of, because me, I'm just going to follow your lead when it comes to that. I'm going to let you do most of the talking with that, and I'll like kind of chime in on the stuff that I know about. But you know way more about that. I'm still waiting. I'm hoping. I asked my better half for the Sartana set for Christmas. One of the things I've asked her for. Now, we just recently had the post office strike get worse. So they're no longer taking packages in from other countries. So whether I'm going to be able to get that set for Christmas or not it's kind of like, it's really iffy right now. If not, then just after the strike, I'll probably save up some money and pick it up. Oh yeah, I saw that. I didn't get back to you yet, did I? I'm horrible at that, Jace. I'm sorry. But I definitely have to let you know what day. I'm off on days that I'm off. Hey, Chantel, how's it going? Well, I'm looking forward to doing that, because I haven't done a stream with somebody in a while. And actually, I'm really, really hope I'm not rusty. But it'll be fun. We got the Western one to do, and later on we'll do a James Bond one as well, because you're kind of the James Bond guy too. And I think the only person I know that likes James Bond as much as me. Oh, I know it'll be epic. You will make it epic, dude. I would just make it I will be there. So here we go with this one. So this one had Western November, maybe December James Bond. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. That can actually work a bit, because honestly, my better half is gone for 10 days in December. So that would work really, really well. I'm actually going into town this weekend, I have to go to Halifax. My last trip to Halifax before Christmas, and especially right now where I can no longer get things online for Black Friday, so I'm going to be looking around here for Black Friday stuff. Has anybody like saw anything that aside from the kind of the boutique like labels that they want to grab, that things they're looking at for Black Friday? Yeah, we got to plan that, because the thing is, I'm going to have some time then. I'm looking forward to, I'm not looking forward to my better half going, but I'm actually looking forward to having some time to do stuff. And I'm hoping that this week is killer, because this week is Black Friday, and not just for shopping, but because the companies that I work for, it's going to be hell for me. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be extremely stressful and hell, because I'll be taking orders for certain companies, and not fun. I'm so not looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to, I'm loving Black Friday, and I'm thinking like so much about it, but I'm so stressed about this day. I cannot like emphasize enough how stressed I am about like the demands that public can put on a person that's doing their best to do their job. It's on a regular basis, let alone on like an insane sale time like Black Friday. Hey, PlayStation, I'm actually glad you're here. I'm always glad you're here, but this time in particular, you're a PS4 guy. Stress out. We can chill westerns and Bond. I like that idea, actually, man. I really like that a lot. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that, man. PlayStation guy, do you have PSVR? Does anybody here? I'm not sure who has PS4s here. I've got a PS4. Does anybody here have PlayStation VR? Because, nope. See, for Black Friday, they're really pushing the PSVR. They're putting on at an incredibly good price, and they're bundling it with two of the better, kind of more simplistic kind of games that are out there that are considered system seller. No VR though. I think I may take the plunge. This year, maybe the year. I can't get any stuff online, so I'm going to miss out on the Severance. I'm going to miss on Vinegar Syndromes. There's nothing I can do about that at this point. It's kind of like my hands are tied with the post office, and I really don't want to go into like wondering if I'm going to get, if UPS is going to get it, or if it's going to get here, if it's going to get so far with UPS, and then they're going to put it down to our postal service, and it's going to get stuck. So I do want to get something kind of fun, and I want to get something and I do want to have kind of a couple's present. And as weird as it sounds, PlayStation VR would be a couple's present, because my better half has actually spent more time using VR than I have. And there's a couple things that she really, really wants. Oh, the Spar remake trailer. I'd love to have that, actually. I got to get that one down the road, too. There's a lot I got to get caught up on, dude. But your name is PlayStation. I thought it would be the ideal, you'd be the ideal person to ask about that. So has anybody here ever used it? I know I'll get back to my shout stuff in a minute. So it's coming out. And the other big thing that's coming out, and I can't afford both of them. I got a PS4. I was so tempted on the Spider-Man one, though. It's a 1 terabyte. It's a PS4 Pro, and I got a PS4 regular. There's a Spider-Man PS4 coming out. Has anybody seen this? Anybody noticed this one? It's kind of red PS4 with the Spider-Man logo on it. Comes with the Spider-Man game. Comes with the exclusive red Spider-Man PlayStation controller. I'm so old school, I remember the original Spyro games. I really do. So, we have plans, Jace. We have plans for Western, we have plans for Bond, we have plans for them in December. And, I'm still thinking on the PSVR. Another reason that it's become like something that I kind of want is the camera. And, because I am thinking of starting up a Twitch channel, and kind of like doing some streaming through there as well. The Action Jackman. Oh, cool. Actually, I don't have a lot of games right now, Action Jackman, but if I get the PSVR, I'm going to be going on. I'm definitely going to get a game or two. Is there anything in particular that you play? I got like everybody else on October, I got the Friday 13th one. I played a lot of that. Get killed a lot. Yeah, actually, PlayStation 9, I am thinking about going on Twitch. So I'll be expanding my live portion of my channel. If I do this, I'll be expanding the live portion of my channel so that I will be here for movies. I will be on Twitch for video games. And if and when that does happen, what I'll do is I will let everybody that's on here know where I am and what I'm going to be doing. So I could be on there and I could be talking about, I could be playing something, and we could actually still be talking about movies, franchises, all kinds of different stuff. So it's just an extension of the movie club that I'm thinking about doing down the road. I love Assassin's. Here's the thing, and this is kind of weird. I love Assassin's Creed as in like when you're back in the old times. I hate the modern stuff. I hate the twist that they put on Assassin's Creed. That they're in this like virtual reality, well, oddly enough, they're in this virtual reality type thing, and they're going back in their ancestors, so like things. I hate the twist, but I actually like the old school games. The old school game, the actual when they're back into those memories. I actually love that. Okay, so, well, big turn right there. But if anybody is actually thinks that would be kind of cool, the whole Twitch idea, let me know, please. Because I hope that some of you guys will follow me there as well. Everyone hates what? Oh, the twist. Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, man, I played Super Smash Bros. On the N64 when Super Smash Bros. Came out on the N64. I'm an older gamer, but I don't have it now. Actually, I do have an N64 though. I don't have enough games on it though. The Shout Factory collection that I was telling you guys about. So this is the Movie Macabre, and this one has like Count Dracula's Great Love and Frankenstein Castle of Freaks. It's actually a pretty good double feature. Count Dracula's Great Love, of course. If you don't have it, I really do recommend getting the Vinegar Syndrome edition. It's really good with Paul Naschy. This is a really cool double feature, and the cool things about this is they're not on one disc. They actually do have, they each have their own discs, and kind of fun. And of course, you can see the beautiful Cassandra Peterson, aka Elvira. And if I'm correct, you can watch these with Elvira's like introductions and interruptions or without. Next up is the actual Count Dracula's Great Love, because before I got the double feature, I got the single edition of this one, because at the time this was the only way to get this uncut. Unlike you could find Count Dracula's Great Love on different like low budget, like tier labels, but you couldn't find it uncut. And Elvira's Movie Macabre actually, ironically, or surprisingly, is the first version of this that actually came out, of this film that came out uncut. So yeah, I had that a couple times. Next up was the classic Werewolf of Washington. How can you not love that? Look at that. Just look at that cover. That is awesomeness. And I also grabbed another double feature, and this one I really do dig. And there's actually some cool films. So there's Legacy of Blood, and of course, do you see it there? Do you see it? The Devil's Wedding Night. I love The Devil's Wedding Night. It's a fun, cool, cheesy film. I definitely recommend The Devil's Wedding Night. So that's a couple of Elvira Movie Macabres. There's a lot more of those. Obviously, the show ran for a while, not including the 13-episode Movie Macabre that came on Hulu back in the day. But going along with that, and something that I really dug. So basically, nowadays we've gotten, haven't seen any of the Movie Macabre ones? They're actually kind of, or any of those films, or both. They're actually kind of fun, and Elvira does a good job as a host. Obviously, she didn't take herself as serious as Vampira did, and she had a lot of fun with it. Now, after there was Mystery Science Theater, it kind of spun off into two directions. And most people remember like riff tracks, and they remember Cinematic Titanic. And of course, there's now the new Mystery Science Theater with Jonah Ray. And actually, that's been pretty good. Way more successful than a lot of people thought it was going to be. And Jonah Ray turned out to be a really good host. Now, all that being said, there was one short-lived one done in between that was done for Rhino. Now, Rhino, unfortunately, around the time that these were started to be made, they went out of the whole business, and Shout Factory was born. So you had the second crew from Mystery Science Theater, so the Mike Nelson, Bill Corbett, and James will kill me for forgetting his name, and Kevin Murphy. Pretty much Mike Crow and Tom Servo, but as themselves, doing these films, basically doing movies that commentaries for movies that really deserve to have bad commentaries done for them, and they were really fun. It was a really good setup. It was well done. There was only 4 of them made, and it kind of like it started the path for what riff tracks would become. But honestly, these were really good. I really wish they would have done more of the series, but after the first 4, nothing else was done. Now, the first one I'm going to show you is definitely the best one of all of them. That is the Wild Women of Wango. So if you don't know what the film crew is, and you're a Mystery Science Theater 3000 fan, then yeah, you have to check these out. These are really fun. These are really good, and I think these are really funny. This one specifically is really, really funny. I actually really like this one. So we got there, and the basic concept here is that, now let's get it here now. So basically they're told that they have to do commentaries for these films or else type thing. There's like a big boss that's shown off screen. I think originally his name was supposed to be like Mr. Rhino or something like that, because it was going to be for Rhino, but that had to be changed. Yes, it is 1482 RIP. It is, and I'm very excited about that. So stay tuned. It's coming out from is that Shout? Is it Shout? Who's playing it? Stay tuned. That's like a fun, like a one with Ritter, John Ritter, that I really used to dig. And it's one that's been asked about a lot. It's kind of one of those childhood favorites that people have kind of like the warm fuzzies about. So anybody that hasn't known, stay tuned. It's right there. Next up is Killers from Space. Now just look at those eyeballs. Come on. See, I'm not even saying anything. So either you guys are like, I've just gone off doing other things, or you're transfixed by the hypnotic gaze of those amazing eyeballs, which are totally real. Peter Graves. This is a Peter Graves film. Sony's releasing it. Actually, Sony confuses me. Sometimes it seems like they're getting into the boutique label game, and other times it seems like they're just testing the waters here and there, like putting it Christine, putting it like 976 Evil, kind of like putting something out, putting little things out, and just kind of testing the waters, but never really fully going all in. And I really wish they would. Number 3 is Giants of Marathon. This is the I think this is the Steve Reeves type one. Really, really cool. Is it Steve Reeves or is it Gordon? Oh, it is Steve Reeves. It is Steve Reeves. And last but definitely not least is a very young Rue McClanahan in Hollywood After Dark. So there you go. Rue McClanahan honestly definitely got better looking with age than this early film right here. It is a bit of a train wreck of a movie, but it's definitely a perfect film with the kind of an MST3K style thing to go with. So here it is. This is the complete collection of the film crew. There was only 4 of them put out, only 4 of them ever made. These are all 4. And I do definitely, if you're a Mystery Science Theater fan, if you've grabbed the Cinematic Titanic collection, you got some riff tracks in your collection, definitely pick this up. It's actually really, really fun, especially with Kino putting out all those all those riff tracks releases. With the Two-Headed Transplant, the Incredible Two-Headed Transplant, and oh God, I got one here that's got a riff tracks release on it as well. Kind of riff tracks as a secondary commentary. Now, I said when I first started this that I was going to tell you guys the label that kind of brought me. I think Fright Night has a great release. Now, that being said, Fright Night's greatest release is Eureka. If you have a region-free player, if you can play region-free movies, then I strongly recommend, like wholeheartedly, that you go and pick up as soon ASAP, if you're a fan of Fright Night, the Eureka release of Fright Night. Now, what's really cool about it is it has everything that the Twilight Time edition had, including a really great transfer. What's even better about it is also got You're So Cool, Brewster documentary on there as well. Trust me, once you go region free is not that expensive once you just look around. I'm not sure what area you live in, but it's definitely worth looking around. And because I can tell you this right now, and I can tell you this from experience and from people that I've spoken with, once you do go region free, the way you look at films and the way you collect is going to change. And you're going to find that you're going to be able to get a lot more with a lot more quantity, and you'll have a lot more choices. But for a lot cheaper, I find. It's you get more bang for your buck. UK does it well when it comes to like those releases. Eureka, Second Sight, Arrow, man, you've got a whole new world that'll open up to you. Yeah. Thank you. Actually, I didn't know that. Stephen and Nicola. Nicola, did I get that right? Welcome to Fright Night. For real. Actually, I do have the... see, there you go. And let me just... I'll show it to you. I've got it right here. I don't even have to get it in my chair. So this is the... Oh, dude, he's right. It is totally region free. I'm sorry that I doubted you. You rock. So here it goes, and of course the DVD. I think it's Blu-ray DVD, and it's all region DVD and an ABC Blu-ray. So you're good. You're definitely good to go. You can put this in your PlayStation. I actually had no idea that it was region free. Do you know what VAT is? VAT, do you know what that is? It's really good for us. If you don't live in the UK and you go to order something, and just try this. Go to Amazon.co.uk. When you order something, you might see something going to be like 14 pounds, right? Or 12 pounds, 10 pounds, that type of thing. You order it and you put the shipping in, and it actually is less than you originally thought it was going to be. Very non-tax-free, very good for me, actually. VAT is very good for me because I got back a ton of money when I left London because I'm not from London. So I just showed them my my receipts and my stack of movies, and the guy that was there was actually the border guy was a huge horror movie fan, and we chatted for a bit, and I got like my VAT back, and just it's the same. If you order online from the UK, you actually get tax back, so it's less. The price is less than it would be. Ken's talking the classic stuff. Mary Pickford, she's Canadian. But yeah, definitely, and look at the features on this, man. So Blu-ray only exclusive, 3 new video pieces. What is Fright Night, Tom Holland, all this stuff. But the 146-minute version of the 2016 documentary, You're So Cool, Brewster. So the only thing that will probably be missing from that will be the Fright Night 2 portion of that documentary, which I'm guessing that'll, once they eventually put up Fright Night 2, because I'm thinking that's coming out, that you're going to see that put on as that feature. So what was the series that got me collecting both boutique labels in the first place? What was something that I just really had to have, and it just caught my eye and really got me back to like just not getting things at random. Because for a while, oh, they're definitely solid, the Pickford stuff. Angela Mao Ying was really, really good. What got me started? Roger Corman. The Roger Corman Cult Classic Collection, loving this cover, drew me back into collecting, like in a serious manner. At the point that the Roger Corman stuff had came out, I was really just collecting mostly TV shows, and I always thought, okay, it's a TV show, I'll get the whole season, I get a lot of features, I get more bang for my buck, and then this came around. Not this particular title, actually, this wasn't the first title I picked up, but then the Roger Corman Classic. I don't have Battletruck yet. I need Battletruck. I know Fright Night 2 is one of the ones that a lot of people want. I'll tell you about kind of like the Fright Night 2 crossover thing in a bit. But I'm not sure if anybody else collected these, but this got me in. This brought me back in. This brought me in. Arrow kept me there, but this was definitely the one that brought me back into collecting DVDs again. And this was, of course, pre-Blu-ray. I do have this on Blu-ray as well, by the way. But because this is one of my better halves, one of her favorite films. She loves, like, of course, she's she's a marine biologist. That was what she went to. That's what she got her master's in. It was she's got her master's in marine biology. She's way smarter than me. And she loves like these like sea movies. You're talking about the one that comes on all those like cheapsets, aren't you? The Will Smith thing. Piranha 2 is actually really fun. I like that one. I think I like Piranha 2 a little bit more, but this is a really fun one as well. And I just love doing this, going back and forth this one right here. So I do have more of these. I don't have like the complete collection by any means. I have I've got Star Crash, which I really enjoyed, and I think was this Joe Spinell? Yeah, Joe Spinell's in this one. Carol Monroe. Just really fun. As you can see, he kind of looks like one of those like Battlestar Galactica type creatures right there, but he's not. He's not a Cylon. But I did dig this film. I find Roger Corman movies to be extremely fun. Like they have like high rewatchability factor. He just had a really good like yeah, exactly, Darth Vader with a mask, and more sweaty Vader. Joe Spinell. That's he was a class act, man. Another one that I really dug because, well, obviously isn't Hoff in Star Crash? Is he really? I can't remember now. Maybe actually. Yes, he is actually. Thanks, I'd forgotten that. I remember Christopher Plummer because I'm a huge, well, Canadian, and Christopher Plummer is like a big Canadian actor. Next up, of course, is this one right here, Not of This Earth. This is a really fun one, and yes, that is the beautiful Tracy Lords, and she's got to be like high in the top of my Google Doc list. Just saying. And to this day, she is a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. Great, great features on all these. You get like commentaries, like interviews with, sometimes with, on the inside, you get these little, kind of just little things with Roger Corman. And they talk about the DVD credits. You'd see like, you get like interior art. Some of them would have like Piranha would have like a, kind of the double, like a double slip cover. And now this was probably the one that got me most excited when it came to the Roger Corman Cult Classic stuff. You guys are really quiet tonight, I gotta say. And that is the Slumber Party Massacre collection. I was a huge fan of all three of these films. Most people. Oh, Race with the Devil and Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. Race with the Devil actually is one of my favorite films too. And I don't own it. I got Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry on its own. I actually found it at a pawn shop. But I don't think I've ever managed to come across Race with the Devil anywhere in the wild. And it's one of those that I feel I don't want to just order it. I want to come across it. There's certain films you just got that. It's weird. It's just something that I want to do. So it's Slumber Party Massacre collection. This is a great set. And watch 2 and 3? 2 and 3. 2 is really fun, man. You gotta watch part 2. Like these are very short films, and part 3 is, some people hate part 3, some people love part 3. I think part 3 is super cheesy, but it's super dark as well. 6 hours of coffee. Oh man, but yeah, some people like had really strong reactions to my video yesterday, with about the Scream Factory, and good. I mean, like that should, like, we're collectors. It should, like, you get, whether you agree with them or you disagree with them, it should get elicit at least a strong reaction. You should not be just kind of man on the fence about it, and whatever your thoughts are. But yeah, this was a great one. This actually has like a 70-something minute, almost 80-minute documentary on all three films. Great documentary, by the way. And audio commentaries on all the films as well. Yes, it looks sexy as hell. I own Horror of Dracula. I own it, like, on Blu-ray. And that cover is gorgeous. If you guys haven't seen the cover of Horror of Dracula for Warner Archives, they're putting it out on Blu-ray. And the cover is sexy. It is the one sexy, sexy cover. Don't need the video now to go look at the cover, but you know, if you got another device on you to go Google the Warner Archives Horror of Dracula cover, it's pretty sexy. But yeah, definitely. There were trouble going on during the Trouble Maximum Overdrive. Well, he was on cocaine, like a lot of it, and he doesn't remember it. So that in a way could be troubling. So this was one of the ones that actually had a. If I can get out, let me just bear with me for a second. Had an actual, like, legitimate booklet with writing on it, and they put, like, the Some Party Massacre on one disc and Some Party Massacre 2 and 3 on another disc. Well, I guess in a way that would kind of, like, give us an idea of, like, what would happen in the Scream Factory Blu-rays down the road when Some Party Massacre would get its own disc, and then Some Party Massacre 2 and 3 would get their own Blu-ray as well. Next up is one of my favorite Corman films, and I can't lie, this is one of my all-time favorite Corman films. I watched this one many, many times when I was younger. So for the first time on home video, the complete uncut version of this cult classic film. And that is Humanized from the Deep. I love Humanized from the Deep. It's got a sexy cover, that's for sure. Hey, kitty. Hey, my kitty. But this has always been a favorite of mine. Again, I like those monster sea creature movies. That's the one I got, actually, Action Jackman. I've got the 3-disc edition of Horror Dracula. And it has a bunch of features on it as well. Like the Warner Archives one looks really nice, and the cover looks really nice. There's no features. It's just you know, just a Blu-ray print of the film. Hey Andy, how's it going? I'm going through my Roger Corman Shout Factory collection. The Roger Corman Cult Classic collection actually is what got me into starting collecting kind of like the boutique titles. Anybody a fan of Humanized from the Deep? I'm guessing not, because nobody said anything, except nobody's even mentioned what a sexy cover this is. It's a pretty sexy cover, man. So yeah, and much like the like, I haven't shown them at all, but as you can see, a lot of these had, like, alternate cover artwork. And look at this. This is actually pretty cool as well. That's under its alternate title, Monster. The creature looked way better than the creature on this cover, but definitely worth seeing. I don't want to give too much away, but the creatures are vicious in this one here. They want the women, and they take a really kind of vicious, sneaky way to do it. One thing I will say is, like, what's kind of neat is that like close to the beginning of the film, they come up, they kill all the dogs. They kill like basically all the dogs in this area. So, you know, dogs, you know, being like attack, loyal, take care of. They come out and they kill them before. They do that before they come and go after the people. It's really cool, actually. I really did like that. So next up is one that it's kind of a bit of a mind mess, and that is Galaxy of Terror. I actually really like this one. This one is super cool. Don't you love all the buxom, like, women on these covers? Roger Corman knew how to promote his movies back in the day, man. So this is a really kind of a, this is pretty much Event Horizon before Event Horizon. And it's got a kind of a strange, it's got a cool cast though. We've got like Erin Moran from Happy Days, you know, Joni. Ray Walston is in this. Edward Elbert is in this movie. Zalman King, read a few diaries there. Excellent. And Sid Haig. This has, of course, the maggot, you know, molest sex scene, whatever. A lot of features, a ton of features on this. As you can see, like this was like the start of like all this. Like this is pretty much, this is the test run for like what will become Scream Factory. Yeah, excellent. Right on the cover, which is the dog monster. Kind of cool, huh? I'm not sure if this one, yeah, this one does have an alternate artwork as well. So I'll show you this one too. That's actually very cool. So, and actually Mind Warp and Infinity of Terror, that's not actually a bad title for this film. Actually might fit it a bit better than Galaxy of Terrors. Galaxy of Terror. And I'll be honest with you, see this? I like this better than Event Horizon. I did find Event Horizon a little bit on the mass side for me. A lot of people love it. I was not a huge fan. Next up is a triple pack. Awesome, cool triple pack. Triple features from Corman, and it's really fun. And that is this one right here. This is the action pack collection. So we got Georgia Peaches here, the Great Dynamite Chase, and Smokey Bites the Dust. Now, the Great Dynamite Chase here starred the, you know, Claudia Jennings and Jocelyn Jones, and unfortunately, you know, no longer around, but great fun film. Georgia Peaches, and I think most of these are, like Smokey Bites the Dust is rated R. Are these all rated R? They'd still, I say, be tame by today's standards, by today's comparison. There's actually kind of a neat thing. There's like, there's a $2 off Sharktopus on the inside. And I've always kept this because I always thought that was kind of cool. So Georgia Peaches and Smokey Bites the Dust is on this, and the Great Texas Dynamite Chase gets its own disc. It's obviously the if you know the three films, the Great Texas Dynamite Chase is the star of this here triple feature, and rightfully so, actually. But all three of these are actually kind of fun. You'd definitely enjoy any of those. Sharktopus, yeah. But of course, Claudia Jennings, she was in the Gatorbait films. Now, here's a kind of cool classic. Again, another triple feature. Now this one, is one. I think it was Gray that I got this one from. It'll be because we did a trade, and I can't remember what I traded for this, but I always wanted this, and I could never find it around. And it was a triple feature. It was a Sci-Fi Classics one, so it has, you know, Attack of the Crab Monsters, War of the Satellites, and of course the original Not of This Earth. And I'm a huge fan of the of Corman, like sci-fi, and I'm a big fan of Not of This Earth, all versions of the film, even the, you know, the last one that was made. But the Tracy Lords one is my favorite, but I do really dig this early one as well. It actually is kind of creepy in a different way. You know, we got Paul Birch in it, Beverly Garland's doing the Tracy Lords role in this one here, and we got Morgan Jones. Actually, this is a really good triple feature. So if you've never seen this, definitely worth checking out. And the cool bonus feature of this one here is, so there's a salute to Roger Corman. Basically, there were some interviews talking about Roger Corman with, you know, with Peter Fonda, Peter Bogdanovich, Joe Dante, some other people. But the big thing for me was they had 25. This was almost like a trailer tape and concluded. There was 25 like Roger Corman like trailer collection put on here, like everything from like She Gods of Shark Reef, The Undead, Wasp Woman, Bucket of Blood, all that kind of stuff. So this had, aside from having like 3 really cool classic like films, where these are like earlier films and probably shorter films, it also has like 25 like trailers, and I do dig that. So if you've ever got a chance to check that one out, I strongly recommend it. Next up is Crazy Mama and Lady, what's that one again? The Lady in Red, right? So Crazy Mama has Cloris Leachman, and who else was that? Stuart Whitman's in that one, and Southern. The Undead you really like? So Ann Southern is in this, and if you kind of remember the name Ann Southern and you're kind of wondering where you know her from right now, more than likely you've got the Vinegar Syndrome set that came, the October package that came out. Ann Southern is the girl that plays the mother in The Killing Kind. So you know John Savage's mom in that film. She was she's a classic actress, kind of like she did a lot of stuff. But anyway, she's in Crazy Mama. Now, Lady in Red is the one that I'd wanted to see for a long time. I'd never seen it until I actually had this one here. I'd always been searching it out, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be completely honest. The reason I wanted this one here back in the day was because of a certain actress that's in this, and it's Pamela Sue Martin. So she was the original Fallon Carrington from the original Dynasty show before it was it was recast as Emma Samms when she left the show. And of course, she was like Nancy Drew as well. And she has a nude scene in this movie, and I wanted to see that nude scene because she was definitely high on the Google Doc list. I was in love with Fallon Carrington, and man, they just cast that character so well. Because yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I have seen the new Dynasty show. I do watch that, and the girl that plays Fallon on the new Dynasty series is stunning. Like, look her up. She is stunning. It's like that character is always a character that has to be played by someone extraordinarily beautiful. And we've had Pamela Sue Martin, we've had Emma Samms, and now the latest actress is gorgeous and definitely the best part of that show. But there we go. This was a really fun one. I do like these type of films. But for that type of film, there is a diamond. There is like a kind of a big. There's one that's king. And it's these two right here. And everybody around my age have seen these, and have seen these probably several times. And that is Big Bad Mama and Big Bad Mama 2. Angie Dickinson and her two daughters. They're said to be sequels, but in reality, it's almost like a slight variation. It's almost like a remake of the first film done over again with two new daughters, and definitely worth checking out. So they have a great cast in this one here. So the first one here, we got like Tom Skerritt, we got William Shatner. Yeah, the Shatners in that. Dick Miller, of course, he's in all of like Roger Corman stuff. Sally Kirkland is in this movie. Just a really cool cast. And of course, Angie Dickinson, she's a star of it. And the second Big Bad Mama, we've got like Julie McCulloch in there, Daniel Brisbos, I totally got her name wrong, I think. Bruce Glover is in this one. Jeff Yeager, actually, if you remember Kevin Yeager, who did like the makeup effects and stuff for stuff like Chucky, and for Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, his brother Jeff Yeager, who acted on shows like V, the series, was actually in this one here, Big Bad Mama 2. You know, I'm probably the only person that remembers who Jeff Yeager is, but he had a career, and there was a short time when Jeff Yeager was a guy that some people would go see. He was the younger lead in V the series. Of course, there's Mark Singer, that was kind of the cool like journalist character, so Jeff Yeager's character was the guy that was actually in love with the half alien, the alien human hybrid character on the show. And if you don't know what V is, or you've never seen it, then what I said is going to sound like total gibberish. But trust me, it was really good when I was young, and I have the series here now, and I still enjoy it. I do like the show. It's pretty cheesy. It's aliens dynasty in outer space. That's what it is. that's kind of what it is. And normally you guys are more talked of. I don't know if I've bored you guys into like submission, or I've done too many videos in a row, but you guys are super quiet. Feeling kind of awkward here right now. Not gonna lie, a little different. But I thought this would be a fun excursion. I hope it was. I do enjoy talking about stuff like that, especially the early days of my of my collecting. Yeah, the original. The original is great. The original is definitely V's series. Obviously, the original series, PlayStation 9. That's highly, you know, a Nazi allegory. And there's the biggest thing that that you can take out of something like that is there's one character in the original miniseries, and he seems like not shy. He's different, but he kind of like in a weird way comes into his own when the when it happens when the people come down, and he becomes part of like the group, like the people that work for the visitors, and they actually like end up like telling on the resistance and like betraying their own people, their own kind. Was obviously it was an allegory to what was going on, what went on in Nazi Germany, where Hitler would have like these groups, like these youth groups, and they'd have people that would be turning on their neighbors just to make sure that to save their own skins, and it's not that's that so views really and anyways had really cool special effects. I did miss your comment there. Intruder was the only movie that Roger Corman ever lost money on, and it's really good. But Intruder was a message movie, and Roger Corman made sure to never like make message movies again after that. V was super cheap, but yes, it was. And the comic book was really good too. I used to like I think DC put out the comic, if I'm correct. I used to like the V comic. They actually did the comic, the miniseries Final Battle, and then they spun off into their own comic. I really love the character of Ham that was played by Michael Ironside. So yeah, Michael Ironside, if you're a big fan of Michael Ironside, he actually was in V as well, so he was kind of badass in that show too. And Robert Englund, playing Willie the alien, the nice alien. I gotta say, it's been too long since I've had tea in my video. I gotta do that again. The cat came down. I pet the cat. I got a hair on my tongue. Not quite sure that happened, but it did. Actually, I really did like the movie Intruder with Shatner. But yeah, I've read the book, the Roger Corman book, How I Made so many movies and never lost a dime. But and that was the only movie that he ever lost money on, and it was like a passion project for Roger Corman too when he made it. That was something that he felt strongly about. And he was like, screw the messages, exploitation is where it's at, and then that's where he went after that, and he did it really well. Of course, Roger Corman has has sold all his films. Oh really? The set. So the set that you got, now the one I got is the old, like the really old one that came out back in the day when they were like, that was like the silver set with just V on it. I don't think I've got V the Final Battle. Like it only had the TV series. I'm not even sure if I had if I had to go somewhere else to get the actual original miniseries as well. I do have that, but I remember having to go out and get it like separately. I just had V the series originally, but the miniseries is amazing. There's a reason it's like it's talked about. It was really well done, and for its day, it was like the special effects were extremely good. They just casted it so well, and it was an event. V was an event, much like when you watch Salem's Lot. If you remember Salem's Lot back in the day, Salem's Lot was one of those event shows. I watched Salem's Lot. Like you hear people talk about like behind the sofa watching, like they talk about usually when they talk about Doctor Who. It's like watching Doctor Who from behind the sofa because there's Daleks or something on screen, some scary monsters. But for me, the behind the sofa moment that I had as a kid was watching Salem's Lot, the miniseries. It terrified me when I was young, and I remember having like nightmares of having my own friend, one of my own best friends, actually like coming to my window and like just scratching on the window. I'm guessing you guys here have all seen Salem's Lot, but that was that was super terrifying. I would love to see. Actually, I did watch it, Andy. I did watch the new V series. I didn't get into it till later on. I had a bias going in because I was such a big fan of the original, which I really shouldn't have done. I was really super excited when they brought back the original actress, the main bad girl, from V to kind of play the kind of the mother of the new main character, played by I think by Baccarin, right, from from the Deadpool movies and from Gotham. But yeah, so I did like the new series. I don't think that I think it started slower than it should have started. And it could have picked up and done better, but I think it got cut off just as it was starting to pick up some steam. I don't think it was as good as the original series. I think the original series got a lot more done in a lot less time. But then again, the original series had 2 miniseries to go before it, and V kind of just had to go hit the ground running. So no, but I did enjoy it. There was a couple bland cast members that really couldn't like fit up with like with a Mark Singer or even a Kevin Yeager really. But Jeff Yeager. But I did enjoy the show. But yeah, the windows, and back to, I'm shooting all over the place now. The Salem's Lot window scene freaked me out. The vampire like creeped me out. And as much as I like Rutger Hauer, and I hope that if they ever remake Salem's Lot, that don't take it from the book when it comes to the vampire. Take it from the miniseries, the original TV miniseries, because having James Mason as kind of the caretaker of the vampire, and having like Ralph Nader as the Ralph Nader. Yeah, I was going to say Ralph Nader. No, Reggie Nader as the vampire was fantastic. It was incredibly creepy. Yeah, that Nosferatu-esque look to him, and you know, for many people that were kids or even like some teens and adults, that it was the stuff of nightmares, and it was something that you didn't get to see on TV, like definitely on a regular basis. You were really getting to see some really good, like high quality, like creep factor through the Salem's Lot miniseries. And if you've never seen it, I really do recommend it. There is like the miniseries, and of course there was it was repackaged with a couple like extra like gore scenes. I think maybe, I'm not sure it's a nude scene or something like that, but basically for a theatrical release over in Europe. And so you can often find the theatrical release, but for a while it was really hard to find the miniseries. Now I think it's pretty easy to find both of them, but I do recommend, if you got the chance, make sure to get your hands on both versions of Salem's Lot. And of course there's a new series that came out with Rob Lowe. Really? Me too. See, I watched it. I literally watched Salem's Lot from behind a sofa in Mississauga, Ontario, because that's where I was living at the time. I was going to school in Lakeshore Drive in Mississauga, and if anybody here is from the Ontario area, then maybe you know where that's at. But if not, then if anybody comes in here and you're Canadian and you live in the Toronto area, when I was a kid, when I was in grade 4, 5, I used to go to oh no, actually I love to check that out. I gotta put that on my watch list. Why am I into XE converter? I wasn't even there tonight. I'm guessing it's gonna be on your own channel, right? Is your channel called PlayStation 9? Link me your channel in the comment section down below in case I have problems finding it where there's so many PlayStation stuff. Cause, oh, here we go. Oh wow, you do have some stuff. Why did you not tell me this? Because this is the type of stuff I dig. Don't stop making videos. And when you're on here, let people know that you have that you have a channel. Well, all that type of stuff I'm going to look into. The brainstorm video, the animations, which is the newer stuff. The thing is, I will go through your channel because I love doing that type of stuff. Like 13th Wolfman comes in here. He's been doing stuff for a long time, longer than me, and definitely I consider him awesome dude with channels. If you got a channel, guys, and you're in here, please, you know, like some people, hey Isaac, how's it going? Some people don't know that that other people, just see people on here as like commenters, as part of the movie club. But if you have a channel, if you have like a website or something that you wanna get some eyes to, there are people that obviously people do come in here. Let them know what you're working on. Let them know the stuff there. Just say, don't like that spam all over the place. Just let people know they could be interested in like finding out kind of the stuff that you do. People that have different channels, have different things that they want to do, that they want to show. Actually, I just listened to Just to This last night, and this morning really. And I actually got mentioned for a second there in that podcast. And it was kind of cool to hear my name. I remember yours, actually. Action Jackman. Actually, I think I saw yours before you came in here. You should keep that up, though. Oh, I used to live in Ontario. A couple places. Well, I lived in Ottawa more recently. But when I was a kid, when I was younger, well, I lived in Toronto for a while. But like for the bigger part, the place I really remembered back when I was young, in my youth, I used to live on Lakeshore Drive, which is in Mississauga, Ontario, and which is a gorgeous area. And if you've ever been there, then there's a huge high-rise, like this gigantic high-rise. Oh, I watched that during my time in Ontario. Basically, we had the TV. I was sitting behind the couch, not on the couch, behind the couch, watching it. All my fault. But hey, if I can watch your videos and make these here too, you can do it. I know you can, Action Jackman. And when you start posting again, please let me know, and please let everybody here know as well, because it's kind of fun to see, like, not just people like that, people to make friends and come in here and talk and just go on like with whatever you want to do, but also seeing people's passion projects come to life, and seeing like different creators actually talking back and forth. How I got to know Jace actually is Jace is a great one when it comes to the community, and much more charming than me. We're actually doing the streams coming up in December, and I'm actually really looking forward to that. So I hope you guys will join us for that when we do the kind of live stream about westerns and Bond. So yeah, those would be cool. Those would be a lot of fun. I've got like a lot of stuff that I got I've got to do, and I want to get like some more. I like to get some more streaming done. Have some guests type of thing. I'm always like I'm going to have guests here. And I honestly don't know anybody in my area that I could have like actually guest in the show. Like when my kids are here, I can have them guest in the series. They definitely they can take over and do a much better job than me. And they just like I can go away from the camera, and I know they're going to be more entertaining than me, bar none, and just have fun with it. But I would like to do that sometimes, like have people that would like kind of like. Eventually talk to people about stuff. Account Italian horror one time. See, just maybe it was the wrong timing, Action Jackman. That's the thing. An Italian horror one nowadays, I think would do really well. My original idea to come down here tonight was to do a video talking about Giallo with the Severin trailer tape documentary coming out during Black Friday. I really wanted to and I've talked about Giallo a lot on my channel. I worried that that people would be tired of me talking about that on the channel, where I have mentioned it a lot, and I'm a huge fan of that genre. So I go back and do that well over and over again, because I've always got something different, I find, to say about it. And right now, with Italian films and Giallos being so popular, definitely is another time to revisit it. And if you feel like that video was definitely the video, re-upload it, make it new again. Like film an introduction maybe, and say, this is video made back then, and now here we go. Giallos are really popular right now. A lot more people are Arrow Video are putting out so many special features, so many special editions of Giallos. Severin has has jumped into it. We've seen stuff coming up from Code Red. A lot of companies are jumping on the Giallo train, and you were ahead of the curve. So that's that's something to say, and that's kind of a way to do it. Or you could remake it and do something kind of different, or be like me and just endlessly talk about this stuff because I like to. Ouch, that kind of hurt. Anyway, it is almost 4 o'clock in the morning here, guys. I do work tomorrow actually pretty early, and so I do get off a little bit earlier. I hadn't planned to make a video, so that's why I didn't come down earlier tonight. But I want to say right now, for the people that did come in and the people that talked, and I really appreciate that. Especially that I've done so many videos in a row. Maybe I should slack off a bit and kind of let you guys rest, so so that I can so that it's more of an exciting event when I come and make a video, and it's not just too many in a row. And I do worry about that. That I'm trying to be consistent, but I don't want to be consistent to the point that you're kind of bland, kind of bored with what's done. So please, give me feedback on that type of stuff. Am I making too many videos? Actually, I know the channel called the Giallo Room. I know the one you're talking about. That one I do know, Andy. There was one, and I'm not sure if it's that channel or not, but where a guy actually dressed in a kind of a Giallo type of outfit and like reviewed like Giallos, and I'm like, damn, I should have had that idea first. That should be mine. I'm the Giallo guy. That's the stuff I know. But yeah. So thank you guys so much for joining me here in the movie library tonight. That's the one. Yeah, I thought it was. Thank you, Action Jackman, and let me know like when you make stuff. I will check your stuff out, PlayStation 9. I'm actually kind of curious about that. So here we go today. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. You guys are the movie club. You keep making this awesome, and you keep making addictive to do. I come in here as much as I do because I have so much fun here talking to you guys on a regular basis. Have a fantastic night. I hope you guys are all ready for Black Friday, and I will let you guys know what I get. And who knows, I could be Twitch streaming down the road as well. And I'll definitely catch you later. Have a fantastic night, and I would say it's time for tea, but I just finished it, and I think it's time for sleep. Night, Andy. Night, everyone. Have a fantastic evening there, and Jace, if you're still here, we will talk about it soon. Later, Action Jackman, and make those videos.